Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry. There's David. And there's Max. So, there's nothing going on this weekend, really. Oh, wait. There's a derby on Sunday. We just wanted to tell you that. And then now we'll wrap the video.
Have a good weekend. See you later.
Yeah.
Catch up Monday.
Later, guys. I'm out. The red team, the team in the red jerseys that we're playing on Sunday, they're sitting in fourth right now with 29 points. All right, the goal diff is 14. All right, they played a Champions League game on Wednesday with a makeshift back line and won 7-0. All right, I mean it was totally makeshift. Emre Can was playing center back. All right, I think Wijnaldum was playing in their back line. All right, it was insane, but they won 7-0. It's just one of those moments where they purely outscored the opposition. That's not gonna that lineup is not gonna happen on Sunday. They're not gonna do the same thing. I've got a prospective 11 that they will probably trot out against us, if I can find it. They will probably be starting Mignolet in goal, Gomez on the right, Lovren and Klavan in the middle, and Moreno won't probably be in. I'm not sure who will be in. Maybe, what do you think, Milner?
I think Milner's played himself into a star for them.
You know, Moreno's been starting a lot for him, but I think he got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
So James Milner is probably coming in. Either him or Andrew Robertson, who's a good little left back. Can, Henderson, and Coutinho in the center. It's their center three. And Salah, Firmino, and Mane up front. In their normal 4-3-3 lineup, formation, whatever. All right? Not a whole lot of surprises here. You know? They usually bring the same game plan every time. Yeah. So, anybody want to start us off with some initial thoughts?
I have this thing every year. I think every Evertonian does it, where the further the derby is away, the less confident you are, and then you get a little bit closer, and then 10 minutes before you think it's overdue, we're going to do it, and then we just don't. We get turned over the game. But I feel like having Allardyce as our manager is going to work in our favour for this game, because we're not going to go there and try and outplay them. I think we're going to set up to frustrate them. I just feel like if we can keep them out and they do start getting frustrated in front of goal, then I do believe we can get something out of the game, because their defence is to be had at. Defensively, they've turned the corner a little bit. If you have a look at the clean sheets, and over the last, say, 10 fixtures, they've kept a lot of clean sheets, but they're still very suspect at the back. I just think, once again, I go on and on about it. It's a mentality thing with Everton now. We all know it. 18 years is ridiculous when you look at the teams that they've had over the years. We should have won many a time at Anfield, and we just haven't. So it's got to end, and this squad's got to step up and do it on Sunday.
What I think about when it comes to the Merseyside derby, being an Everton or a Liverpool fan, you can't give a very reliable opinion, I don't think, because you always you've got, I don't know, it just can't, you've got to, well, especially as an Everton fan, you've just got like a natural chip on your shoulder about it. So like when I've been speaking to people who, aren't Everton or Liverpool fans, like you said, David, they really do think Allardyce being our manager is going to come into play, particularly in this, and that, he's going to go there setting up, and he's gonna be thinking, we can't get beat here. And that's something that I am. We mentioned previously bringing in a sports psychologist was a massive move by Sam. And I think that just goes to show how seriously he's taken it, which is to his credit. I mean, obviously, not winning there in 18 years, that's something that he knows. It's all these kind of psychological factors that you've got to take on board. I'm glad that we've got a manager who's well aware of them, and as you said, David, we're not going to go there to outplay them. I don't think it's not necessarily going to be hacking the shit out of them and lumping it up. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that basic, but it's just nice. I can't believe I've just said it. It's not like something's feeling nice going toward the derby, but it's nice having a manager who's got the kind of by any means necessary kind of style coming into this game.
Yeah, because make no mistakes about it. Everton just need to win there. It doesn't matter whether they won 5-0 or 1-0. I don't think it matters at this stage. So if we went there and got battered all game and nicked a 1-0 in the last kick of the game, perfect. As far as I'm concerned, perfect. They done that to us last year. They've probably done it about 1 million times since we last done it to them. So I think we just need to win by any means necessary.
Yeah.
I remember Martinez era, an Anfield derby, and it was maybe the most frustrating game I've watched us play because we weren't conceding very many. We allowed 1 goal, and we weren't conceding very many, but we weren't creating anything either. It was flat. It was flat, and it was a little bit embarrassing. And then all of a sudden, Jags rips that thunderbolt. And it was my favorite goal of the season, and my heart leapt out of my chest, and holy hell, all right? And it made me forget all that crap that had come before, you know what I mean? And so it was an amazing moment. We didn't get the win. We didn't get 3 points, but it was almost like it felt nice to spoil their party, and the fact that we got that. I mean, that was a highlight. That was was there a better goal that season?
No, and what I really liked about that game as well was they hadn't particularly played well either, I think, as you just said, and it was Gerrard who scored the free kick, and Howard was very suspect for it, I thought.
Into his own net with the ball.
Yeah, it was slow, and a competent keeper could have probably walked across his line and caught it. And I remember thinking, fuck, they've won another derby, 1-0, Gerrard, absolute shocking game. And then Jagielka popped up with that, and if you remember, we probably could have went and won that game late on because we had another chance where Gareth Barry kind of cut it across the front post, like very last kick of the game, I think. But that was fantastic because the year before, obviously, we'd been beat 4-0. But then the following season, we took 4-0. And that for me was when it was time for Martinez to go because growing up, even my time, a 4-0 derby was unheard of. I know you've had examples of it in years gone by, but in my era, it just didn't happen. And to happen twice in 3 seasons was... No, sorry, you have to go.
I think it's just worth noting that after Martinez should have gone after that game. He shouldn't have got the semi-final against Man United. Shouldn't have got the chance to take us out of that.
Yeah.
Very right.
Well,
that was a disastrous week looking back.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is where I get quite weird in that I'm normalised to kind of getting thumped by that Jag goal. Granted, it was a great moment, but in the grand scheme of things, I felt nothing. I just felt like, oh fucking hell, plucky old Everton. That's just what they're gonna say. That's just plucky old Everton scoring and screaming in the last minute. You mentioned something that got me thinking, man, and I'm totally cutting you off like a dick, and I'm sorry,
but I was worried if I didn't mention it now. What pisses me off? I was actually getting angry after I was talking about that good feeling. Yeah. I was getting angry because I was like, I'm romanticizing a draw.
Fucking draw, yeah.
Screw that.
1-1 in a drab game, my Merseyside derby mean, probably with the exception of the Gosling the Gosling one, which if you mention it to me, I won't shut up about it. But is that the 3-3? To me, we're still 3-2 up in that one in my head.
Yep.
That was one of the best games of football I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great game, and I did say at the time that was an opportunity missed there, because although it was a great game, we should have won that game to come back from 2-1 down to 3-2 up, and then concede. Yeah.
As well, the fashion that we conceded, it's poor.
Yep. To concede that cheaply.
Yeah.
And I should have been. And again, we scored a lot of goals, but that was the time when a draw just made me angry. Because that year we were flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, the thing that I've been clinging on to for so long, but obviously I've been kind of put myself through these just in terms of being a little bit older than Max, and when you've come into Gerry, I've been putting myself through these a little bit longer than all I've been clinging on to each year is, well, eventually we're going to have to, it's going to have to end, rules of probability, and it just never does. And I
can't see it.
Yeah. I think we just need things to go our way for once. Like, Liverpool, they give us this about they try and play down Everton when they can. I think that the mask has come off quite a lot these last few years, and you can see how fucking obsessed they are with the club. But they used to try and play down a little bit and be like, it's your big game. It's just it's not that big to us. It's funny because they are always up for this game, no matter how they're playing. Their players and fans are always up for it, whereas Everton aren't. Yeah. So, that's something you got to be aware of. You've got to want it more. Carragher spoke about it to Sky Sports and Grand Old Team. He said he'd be like a maniac in the tunnel wanting to get out onto the pitch, and then
his hand and
you'd have the Everton players. All right, Carragher shaking his hand beforehand and all that. But I mean, how hard was that to hear?
And this is where the possibility of something different comes in, because if you think about it, we got Wayne Rooney there. How fucking rare must he be to play in a Merseyside?
Oh yeah. What I mean? He's done them plenty of time.
He scores again. You know what I mean?
A few years ago he done it, didn't he, for United at Anfield? It was a shit game, 0-0. He popped up, scored the winner.
Yeah, we've got a host of new players there that can come in with a different mentality than usual. And I'm glad we're hitting a bit of form now, because I just want to see that form peak at Anfield. You know what I mean? I just want to see all the frustration of this season come out in this game. I want us to play. I'm not expecting us to be like Barcelona and tiki taka our way around them. But I mean, I want to see us being first to 50-50s. I want to see us winning the headers.
Second balls the lot. 150. When you're going like toe to toe with the players, sticking with them all the way to taking them right to the byline, taking them out, and just everything that goes with it.
That last one. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm used to getting battered now. So the last derby at Anfield, it's loose in my mind. I can't remember too much about it, but I remember when Coutinho scored. Obviously you've got all your Liverpool fans going fucking crazy about it, because obviously he kind of like weaved his way into the box. But when you from what you've just said there, sticking with your man, there's about 3 or 4 players there that you think just go through them.
Yeah, they were like bouncing off. I think it was Mane had one where Idrissa Gueye, we know how reliable he was last year. Yeah. He's getting bounced off Mane, and you just think this is once again if you're not mentally there, you lose an extra yard, and you lose that little bit of strength. Like I was remember Gerrard absolutely smashing into Jagielka, and he only went out for a throw in, but everyone was up and he was up, and then it was like Jagielka just shriveled a little bit on the pitch. I think that's what we do all the time.
I don't want to turn this into me slagging Jags off, but being captain for this game.
No, definitely not. Well, you know what? This reminds me. I wanted to ask you both a question, right? Team permitting, because it might be a little bit different and we might need them to play. Baines, Jagielka, I'm trying to think of some old guard if you can off the top of your head. Williams maybe, yeah. Just some of these players who've been around the club a little bit longer. Would just play them on Sunday, because I was talking to another Blue mate of mine and was like, I just think these will never change their mentality and they're holding us back. I'd rather see someone come in raw who isn't a coward on this stage and can go in there and just put the performance in. But I don't know what you two think.
No, I agree to an extent. I think I do agree, but there's a limit to which I agree. I think John Joe Kenny's definitely going to play, and it'll be really interesting to see how he kind of reacts. But the one that you've mentioned, Baines is an odd one, because obviously we know how passionate he is, and he is one of us. You know what I mean? And kind of a prime example that comes to my mind when we beat Arsenal 3-0 is Arteta was moaning to the ref about Barkley. And Baines had the armband, and Baines got right in his face, wagging his finger. That's just like the type of attitude that you want to see from Baines on Sunday.
Well, I just feel like
is he healthy?
We don't know. I've got a feeling he will be.
See, that's the thing. I wasn't sure if he was definitely playing. That's why, I was assuming he was unhealthy and he was out.
See, Baines for me I actually disagree. I think he's the one of the least passionate in the squad. Like he's a top Scouse lad, local lad, fantastic player. But he is one of these who've been here for 10 years. How many hardens has he had in these games? Like I don't think he does enough. I can't remember Baines ever going to Anfield and being our fucking best player. I know it's hard from left back. I can't remember him ever crunching anyone or being like in someone's face. He like not like a Gary Neville. He was a full back. He wasn't particularly gifted, but he was renowned on these big occasions, like your Manchester derbies and he'd get in there, everyone's faces, and that's what I'd love from something Baines, but I don't think he's got it in him. I don't know.
I mean, we talked about mentality, and Martinez talked about it too. It's almost in bringing a culture of winning, and being able to kind of get yourself out of that funk. I mean, I think keeping players like Jags and Baines out, I wouldn't go that far, just because of that.
Keep Jags out. I'd keep Jags out.
Oh yeah, I personally would field an unchanged team unless Baines is the only one that I would consider.
That's what. Would you play Holgate? Would you?
Yes, I would play Holgate because he's quick.
I am just scared that given his inexperience, relative inexperience, that he just might, because. Like I'm just trying to figure out a way to phrase this. A lot of our players, particularly in defence in these derbies, they become really exposed and they get exposed greatly. I'm really worried that Holgate might get really exposed. So I don't know.
Well, Pennington last year, totally exactly what you're talking about. That was the Coutinho goal, and Pennington just got skinned. So and he's a hot prospect too.
I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe Williams and Keane, or, because I've had a bit more faith restored in me and Williams over the last few weeks after his performances. Hopefully he can be a bit more of a leader,
Yeah, that's it. We just need to, I think you need those big challenges and things to kind of go your way early on. And then I feel like Williams is the type of player who then rises to that occasion throughout the game, the way he did so often for Wales. I feel like you need. So I think he needs a big challenge. What you don't want to see. I mean, first and foremost, we don't concede early. I think if we concede early, they'll run riot. I think you've got to at least get to half time 0-0. Because you've seen what they're like.
I know we're not exactly confident going it, but I don't like that type of talk. I don't like the get a proper like small time mentality.
Yeah,
make time at 0-0. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see you fucking bodies the ball all the time, and play on the front foot. If you can, try and keep them in their area, in their box, in their half.
Yeah. I do understand. I do get your point, but what I think the issue is there is we've tried to do that over the past 5 years, and we've been torn apart most of the time. And I think their attack now is better than it's been in any of those years. And I do think
I do think the Suarez and Sturridge, I think it was a lot better.
All right, but then think of that team and remember what they did to us.
We play the high line and they just absolutely.
But that's what I mean. So if we're trying to go on the front foot, I think they will just pick us off. Where I understand what you're saying. I don't want to go there for a draw. People have been saying I take a draw now. I'm not saying that. I want to win. If we come away and draw again, I will just think that was another fucking year gone. But I just think it's vital to a game plan that you don't concede early in this game against them, because when their tails are up, they just seem to find this kind of extra level where suddenly it's so intricate to play.
It becomes a training game for them, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
it's just like fucking passing triangles and making us look silly.
The best thing that they do is they don't seem to have any sort of greed up front. So I think I mentioned it when we were watching our game, when Lookman could have put, I think it was Klassen in, and he had a shot and it was saved. They will happily pass 3 yards to the right. The traditional people laugh and call the FIFA goal, where you're playing against your mate and you get 2 and you just pass it in so they can score. They'll do that all day, and that's how they're so successful.
Yeah, and their movement never stops. They constantly know where the other person is. They constantly can anticipate where to put that ball, and their front three is really strong. I don't know, when you mentioned the mentality going into it, there are pretty famous coaches that are not named Pep Guardiola, and that will go into a game thinking, I'm going to start off being staunchly defensive and make sure we're just kind of parrying for a little while. I think Mourinho does it often, like really often, and I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good manager.
Yeah. I'm just scared. I'm just because if you're saying it part of the game plan, I think it's just as I alluded to before, when you're an Everton fan coming into this game, you don't have any sense of rationale about you. So I'm just thinking, if we go there thinking, right, defensive game plan, see what happens, and as you said, if we go there thinking, set up defensively, if we concede while trying to abide to that game plan, that's just going to be the confidence fucking shattered, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but it is as they call it, that catch-22, don't they? Where it's kind of you go one way or the other. I think they're just with them coming off the back of that 7-0. If they scored within 10 minutes, they'll just go on us. Where I think if we frustrated them for half an hour and they start thinking, fucking hell, every attack we have isn't going to lead to goal, then maybe you might start seeing a few more snapshots and a few more wild efforts to start getting a little bit frustrated. Maybe the fans start getting a little bit edgy, and then we start having the odd counter attack, winning the odd corner. That's where their own nerves come in then. And as I said, they're there to be at the back, aren't they? So if we can get them nervous, then I think they'll be more nervous at 0-0 than if they win 1-2-0, won't they?
That was going to be the next thing out of my mouth. Was we got to keep in mind they're not strong at the back. No, they're not known. They're not known for their staunch D. So if we can kind of make sure we can, frustrate them the way David's saying and actually get any kind of attacks, I think they may make some defensive mistakes.
Would just like a question for the both of you? Obviously, from the West Ham and the Huddersfield game, would you go and change from that?
I don't want to.
No.
Would you play the likes of Lennon?
Yes.
So Lennon's played really well, hasn't he? So I guess he's got to start.
Yeah, that's not me in any way saying he's kind of like a
yeah.
I've been one of the first people to point out like the impact that he's made to the side. It's just you want players there that are going to turn up. In that sense, you don't want players that have a chance of just shying away.
Yeah, well, he's another one of these that featured in these heavy defeats over the last few years. He was in that 4-0. He hadn't been in the team that much. He come in and he was part of the team that got battered. So I don't know. But then this is what I was saying about my logic before. Is it flawed? Do you then cut him out because of that? Like you cut out Baines and stuff. I don't think it is that severe, but I don't know. It's
Yeah. So we should talk about our teams. By the way, we haven't actually said, and mine is really easy and fast. All right.
Okay.
I think
It may not even. If I
be.
made graphics for this, it may not even have time to put it up there. Okay. Because I'm gonna say if Baines is not healthy, same team as the past 2 games. If Baines is healthy though, I could see him starting. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty much the same. Then again, you've got to think after tonight, does that warrant Vlasic or Lookman? You know,
I think maybe not start, but definitely to feature. Yeah, I mean, how great would it be 0-0? I mean, I hope Sam would be brave enough to make this substitution, but how great would it be 20 minutes to go 0-0 and bring a Lookman on in the form he was in tonight?
yeah,
He'd cause havoc, but
he would. He'd dance around their defence.
yeah, he would. Yeah.
I would also remember that he was playing against a squad that wasn't particularly quick today, and Liverpool does have more quickness in their side. I don't know if he would look as dominant.
Yeah, but he's
know.
still very skillful at that level.
Very.
All you need to do is maybe just get yourself a yard enough to put a good ball in, and then rely on someone to kind of get something on it. But I was just talking about, even as we said before, just creating a bit of nerves at the back. Just putting them on the back foot, and he could do that. It doesn't need to always come to something, but just letting them know that they're in a game.
Yeah, I think it's a really big game for Calvert-Lewin as well.
Oh yeah.
If he is active to play up front, he really needs to put his weight about, and he needs to. I mean, like he has been, but he just needs to make sure he's going to be first to the headers, etc.
I think we could see Omar come in second half this game. We haven't seen him for a while.
No.
I think he might get in. You know, a little energy up front, try to press their D, pressure them into mistakes. I could see it.
Because that's one of them. Obviously with him getting suspended, and we've hit form during his suspension, so that's kind of another selection dilemma in that, because we know what bringing Omar in does. It puts pressure on the back line, and a lot of it. So, and that's what it's what you want.
Yeah.
Are you going to change the winning formula that we've got at the minute, or?
That's why I think he would be a sub. You know what I mean? I think it's dependent on what's going on in the game. If we're winning, we'll not put Omar in. We put in. He strategically puts different pieces in if that's the case.
Yeah.
So that's why you haven't seen him in the past couple of games. We haven't needed him.
Yeah.
But I think if it's tied up second half, or for some reason we're behind, I think he'll go in.
Yeah.
So
just by the way, my team is the same as you. No, I was just gonna say it's nothing. I'd stick with what we've had over the last few days, just because we're playing well. But I think there's a few lads, Vlasic and Lookman in particular, who've staked the claim for making an appearance at some point on Sunday.
Definitely. Yeah. So, final score. We got to finish. We got to wrap up this video, guys. Final score. We're not putting any pressure on this. There's definitely not a winning streak at stake.
Don't overthink it, mate. Just go with
Mystic Max.
As Edward says, go with your heart.
Yeah, go with your heart. Don't worry about your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go with your heart. Go with your gut. I'll just go ahead and do mine because no one's going to hold me to this. Cody Arnaud, by the way, predicted 2-1 that we would win, and Rooney would get 2. All right? So I am going to actually say 1-0. I'm being bold. And we're going to win. And Omar is going to come in and get the winner.
I'm
bold, guys.
I am also going 1-0 to Everton. I'm going Wayne Rooney to score in the 78th minute.
You should be more specific. How many sessions?
I know, yeah.
Don't put pressure on me, because I was I can't say it. I'm sorry.
Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Liverpool.
2-0
What was it?
Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
Okay.
I hope you're wrong this time, mate.
Well, that's a damn downer.
I just feel, I don't know, I just feel a lot more comfort. Just, I'd love to be proved wrong. I feel a lot more comfort just going with what I'm used to. So, I'm used to seeing the performances where we just cave in, and I can't see us finding any other gear.
Just one of them, and expect the worst and hope for the best.
Yes.
If I was going to go for an Everton win, it would be a 1-0.
Yeah, you know what though?
That was on my tongue. Obviously, like you'd always do kind of lean towards your own team winning if you're given a prediction. And I was going to say Everton 1-0, but I'm just
go with your gut, man. Really,
I feel like the 1-0 sucking you in. Yeah, it's that's like
dude, don't feel pressured, man.
Pulling you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
if we do win, it's going to be a 1-0. If we do, it's going to be 1-0. I'll say that.
All right. So
I've got a couple of red mates, and they think it's going to be 0-0.
Wow. All right.
With the attack.
Yeah, I think the impression I'm getting is that they are aware, and I mean I'm touching wood here because we could get our eye white, but they are aware that team that they beat on Wednesday weren't particularly great. Like it's still impressive beating anyone 7-0, especially in the Champions League. But let's be honest, I don't think they were the best side, and there was a clear gulfing class there. But I think they're a bit more aware that it should be anyway, staying a test against us. And teams don't just go on scoring forever. It does run out eventually. And hopefully they wasted all the goals for this week on Wednesday and they got none left. Hopefully.
And I will point out there have been other teams that have slowed them down.
Yeah,
and teams that are below us. You know what I mean?
Well, they won 7-0, didn't they, against Maribor, and then they got beat 3 days later 4-1 by Tottenham. So,
yeah.
Any hope will do.
Yeah.
Not Tottenham.
So, yeah, but fuck it.
Whatever, and we're gonna cave into the Everton mentality.
No, but that is the mentality. Let's be positive, and then if it doesn't work out, we can cry it in on Monday.
Yeah, that's why we're forced to come in and do a reaction.
The facts are, Max, right? It is not going to last forever. I think this has got to be our longest run in history.
You're thinking on to that, aren't you? You probably think it's just going to come to an end.
Yeah, it will. It will, mate. Trust me, it will. And I think it's going to happen on Sunday. It's the 14 years was the longest back in the 70s, 80s when they were unbelievable. They're not unbelievable anymore. They're playing well, but they're not, and it will come to an end. I promise you, gents, and I'm hoping it's going to be Sunday. And then we'll do them in the FA Cup as well.
It's like, I sort of feel like we're in the locker room right now, and we're about to run out for halftime. Dave just gave us the big pep talk.
You know what, right? I wish they could. Joke off. I wish I could be in there. I'd love to speak to the whole squad before kick-off. I'd just to echo what every Evertonian's thinking. Just let them know what it means, and what how much it does mean to the club, and how they can go out there and beat it if they just believe. But I'm running out of gas here, mate.
Yeah, I'd go into the locker room and be like, "Hey guys, so about 2 months ago, I didn't know how to pronounce David Moyes. I'm super qualified to get you pumped up for the big match." Yeah. So
I think I need to lie down after talking about this for the last 20 minutes.
It's exhausting. It is exhausting. And the thing is, though, there have been times where I could have given you guys the universal signal to stop because this is a long video, all right? But to be honest with you, I hear the passion and the pain. You know what I mean? That comes from a being on the wrong side of a rivalry for a while. And it's like that, and I've been there with other teams in other sports. Yeah. It sucks, but I don't think it's as bad as what you guys have dealt with.
It's one you can see the win. It's one of them. I think you can see the win. You can see Wayne Rooney scoring in the 78th minute in front of the crowd. You know what I mean? You can see it, and just you've done it about 100 times on FIFA. You just you want to see it happen in real life.
The greatest thing is, I think once we get that win, that'll be it. And every derby game will just go back to what they were for so long before, which is we don't have a fucking clue who's going to win. Let's just turn up and hope for the best and enjoy the day. But these last few years, it hasn't been that. And I just think once we get this first win at Anfield, that'll be it now. Monkey off the back. And we'll probably go and win 5 on the trot here. Because that's just how football works. But just closing on a narrative, the shit season for us. They're playing unbelievable. Looks like we're going to get hammered. We bring in a manager nobody particularly wanted. He comes in, wins his first 2 games, goes to Anfield, gets our first win there in 18 years. That's what football writes.
You're getting me pumped up for it now.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, that's how football works. Look, that is a football narrative then that's how it works. This is what's going to happen.
I got to be honest, I can't wait if we get the win on Sunday. We come back on Monday, and Max especially has to say something nice about Big Sam, and and especially because he'll be like gritting his teeth and be like, "Well, we won, damn it," Oh my gosh, yeah. All right, guys. Well, we've talked about this almost for 40 minutes. So I need to wrap this up. Anything else? Any last words?
Go on, the Blues.
Yeah.
It all ends Sunday.
Let's go. All right. Let's get a win. So, spiel time. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe, like, comment, all that hot stuff. I'm intrigued about Derby comments, especially with what's been going on, all right? I actually felt like these guys had earned the right to talk way more than I did in this video. You notice I was quiet? Is because they earned it, damn it. All right? So we're
all in this together, mate.
I know. I'm still, I don't have to hear about this shit at work all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That is a gift.
I know 3 guys in town who are friends that I have to take shit off of via text or Facebook, and that's it. All right. Yeah. So yeah, just saying. So check out David's writing. There is no footwear on his head at this point. You can see it on the.
It's too serious. This one. Game faces here.
You can find it on the Sportsman, and you can find it on the Toffee Blues website. Speaking of that website, you can also find Max's stuff there. All right. Check out the Toffee Blues website. All right. Find them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just a cool existence for Blues, the fact that it's there. All right? No more spiel. I got nothing else. We need something on Sunday, guys. Good luck. Good luck for all of us. All right? Yeah, I don't even know how to wrap this up. Yeah.
Come on, Blues. Hey.
I'll cough it out.
Finished with a cough there. Nice one, Gerry. Play this out on the dressing room, gents.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how to say "Come on, you Blues" and not sound like a douche. So I'm working that out. Yeah. You guys sound natural.
Well, you be boys.
All right, let's kick some ass. All right.
Yeah.
Peace. Bye.